Hello again everybody, Phil Evans here. Love making these little inspirational videos that are just there to allow you to watch them. You might just get a message or might help change something in your life, but they're meant to run for about 3, 4, 5 minutes and be a little bit interesting, so you never know. This particular one is about degrees of separation, intuition, quite a few things. I was sitting on the back deck of a friend's home. In fact, in the background over my shoulder, his house is out there somewhere, and we were sitting there one day and he just said to me, this is about 4 years ago, and he said to me, oh look, the guy that's doing some gardening next door and some landscaping is going to come over and have a cup of tea in a minute, so you don't mind? And I said, no, that's great. So this guy sort of 5 minutes later came wandering over, and Rod happened to say, oh, by the way, Phil, Ray's an ex-policeman. Oh, okay. Interesting. So we just sat there chatting, and Ray was about my age roughly, and a bit older maybe. And we were talking about a variety of things, and all of a sudden Ray mentioned something about adoption. And I said, oh wow, I've only just found out that I'm adopted. And I was born in Sydney, I've lived all over Australia, and suddenly I find out I'm adopted, and my natural mother, my birth mother, lives just down the street. Wow. So we got into this conversation about all this stuff, and then all of a sudden I said, you know what, I really sort of had a death wish. Was crazy, was angry, used to get into all sorts of trouble, and in fact in about 1968, I think it was, maybe 1969, my mates and I on the streets of Sydney took on the All Black football team that were over here doing a tour, and they're pretty tough, pretty hard guys, We took them on in a street fight, and Ray just pointed at me and he said, that was the corner of Pitt and Hay Street. And I went, yeah. He said, yeah, I arrested you that night. That is pretty incredible, like it was 40 years ago, more than 40 years ago. So things like that happen. We then had a bit of a laugh. In fact, he told me how scared he was because it was a very violent thing that happened back then. It was in the middle of Pitt Street, Sydney. And he was a new young policeman and had just come out of police academy, and here he was having to break up and arrest all of us, and we were crazy. We were drunk, we were violent, yeah, bad stuff. And that's the guy I used to be, and that's why I do what I do today. And that's change lives, give people hope. So I guess my thing is to push you to go into conversations, engage with people, use your intuition, have a laugh, have a talk. If you see people and you think you might know them, ask them, hey, do I know you from somewhere? Because it's amazing, our memories might forget a lot of things, but usually those faces stay there. And even if it's been 40 or 50 years, and I've done a lot of reconnecting with people by just going over and saying, hey, do I know you? And then you get into a conversation, and even if you don't know them, you've just connected, you've just engaged with another person. So anyway, I'll leave that with you. I really do encourage you to connect with people. It's amazing what you can learn, and it's amazing how many little miracles can unfold just like that story. There's plenty of others. See you soon.